starting a realistic Napoli career mode save in FC25 could be one of the most exciting and rewarding projects to take on. After a dominant Serie A campaign under Antonio Conte, the club has returned to the Champions League and is poised for a major squad overhaul. With Kevin De Bruyne already secured as the marquee signing, Napoli are preparing for a huge summer window as they look to strengthen key areas and build a side capable of matching Conte's demanding high-intensity style of play. The goal will be to defend their domestic crown while making a serious push in Europe. Here's how you can start a realistic Napoli career mode save in EA FC25. Heading into the career mode, it's always a good idea to try and replicate the Diego Armando Maradona stadium as accurately as possible to try and enhance the realism of the save. So the default stadium already assigned to Napoli is one of the better looking options, and there are only a few minor adjustments needed. Start by changing the stadium name, since the full title Diego Armando Maradona Stadium unfortunately doesn't fit. Alternatives like DAM Stadium or simply Diego Maradona work well. Next, adjust the pitch and use the large horizontal grass pattern and set the color to olive green. It's the closest visual match to Napoli's real life home, and this will help the career mode as a whole feel a lot more authentic. The save normally starts off with setting up a few key elements like tactics. And of course, these do play a crucial role in shaping how the team plays in FC25. For those of you who are interested, I have already made the Conte Napoli tactics, so be sure to check them out and implement them into your game successfully to again try and replicate those authentic parameters. Conte is known for his highly structured and intense tactical approach, often relying on a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 system that emphasizes defensive stability, disciplined shape, and relentless work rates. His teams are built on strong foundations, with the fullbacks providing width, midfielders covering every blade of grass, and forwards pressing from the front. Every player has a defined role, and success is driven by tactical clarity and maximum effort. A perfect setup for those of you who are looking to take Napoli to the very next level. The next part of the video focuses on the youth academy setup for Napoli. At the moment, the club is primarily focused on identifying and developing local talents, staying true to the roots by scouting within Italy to uncover future stars. The goal is to gradually build a strong foundation from within, and right now the emphasis is on strengthening the spine of the team, finding promising young talents in key positions like central midfield and striker. Building a core of young homegrown talent can offer long-term stability, as well as add that little extra layer of realism. Now let's take a look at the Napoli squad heading into next season, as Conte prepares to reshape the team this summer to better fit his vision and tactical demands. So currently on the first team books there are 4 goalkeepers, Scufford being one of them who has been loaned in for this season but he should be returning to his parent club. And the others are Contini, Murray, and Caprile. Now this is a player that will definitely be leaving Napoli come the summer window, as it does look like there is an obligation to buy in the loan deal with Cagliari. That means that there will only be Murray as well as Contini. Now as for the first choice goalkeeper, he should be given a contract extension, as this is something that is one of Napoli's priority signings to do this summer window, making sure that they can tie down their first choice goalkeeper for the long-term future. Now for the left back area, there are currently 2 of them, although you can only see one, the first being Oliveira and the second being Spinazzola, who we will talk about when we get to him down the list. But for the time being, I don't see Conte looking to strengthen in this area, as both options provide great quality and depth. So for the centre-backs, there's Oberton, who's out on loan at Bari, Juan Jesus, Bongiorno, Rahmani, Marin, and then Nathan. So the Brazilian centre-back has done very well during his loan spell at Real Betis, to the point where they have finalised the loan as a permanent signing, meaning that you should try and do the same and sell the player in this window. Another player that will most likely leave as well will be Marin, as I'm pretty sure that he has already signed an agreement with Villarreal, whereas the other 3 centre-backs being Rahmani, Bongiorno, and Jesus will all likely be staple points in the defensive backline next season. Now just like with the other fullback position, the right back area of the team also looks very light. There is currently Di Lorenzo as well as Zanoli, who is out on loan at Genoa, but Conte has also used Mazzocchi in that right back area for when Di Lorenzo has not been available. Now speaking of the captain, and I don't see him going anywhere come next season, whereas the young fullback Alessandro Zanoli will most likely stay on a permanent transfer at Genoa. Onto another player that was also out on loan last season, and that is Kai Just. Now he is going to return back to Napoli, but it does appear that the club are looking to sell the Swedish midfielder, so looking to shift him out the door and recoup some money could add to any big name signings that Conte and Napoli will be targeting. As already mentioned, but Spinazzola will be filling in as a left back or possibly as a left midfielder depending on the system or style of play that you choose. Of course, we do know that Conte in the past has favoured a back 3 formation with wing backs to attack the flanks, and Spinazzola has done a very good job in this role in previous sides. Onto the key central areas for Conte's side, and there's currently De Bruyne, Lobotka, Billing, Zambo Anguissa, Scott McTominay, and Billy Gilmore. Gilmore. So as for the two Scotsmen, I don't see either Gilmore or McTominay leaving the side. Of course, McTominay is the current reigning Serie A MVP and was a crucial factor in last season's domestic triumph, whereas Zambo Anguissa has been linked with a few moves away from Napoli, and this could be down to the fact that Conte is looking to try and strengthen this key area of the midfield, but would effectively need to sell the player in order to replace his position with possibly a better quality player coming in to replace him. Now, in terms of the Philip Billing situation, it is looking likely that he will be returning back to Bournemouth, so cancelling his loan is something that you should definitely do. As for Lobotka, he is the brain of the deeper midfield, and just like with McTominay contributing with goals, Lobotka was able to get this team going in games, often starting off with deep midfield positions, rotating play at the back, before playing long passes out wide to try and trigger transitions, or help the side progress the play through the thirds. Now, a man that has been brought in to try and help Lobotka will be Kevin De Bruyne, and of course he could even be the Zambo Anguissa replacement. Now, as we know, Kevin De Bruyne wore 17 at Manchester City, but he can't do so at Napoli as that number is already taken. Now, of course, the number 10 is also available for the Belgian playmaker, but he shouldn't be given it down to the fact that the club did retire the number in honor of Diego Maradona. So the next best number could either be 15 or 19. And at this very moment of recording, Kevin De Bruyne's number hasn't been released to the public of what he will wear next season. So of course, if you are watching this video a little bit later and you already know, please don't comment down below in the comment section, he's wearing this number. I don't know that just yet. As for the attacking midfielders, there are three of them: Gaetano, Raspadori, and Folo Runcho, two of which are out on loan and will definitely be sold to the respective clubs. Whereas Raspadori can be adapted to the various Conte systems and structures, and he has done a very good job when coming off the bench or even starting in certain games. And I do think that next season he will play a pivotal role for the side and its success. Again, just like with Spinazzola, I have already mentioned the role that Mazzocchi will play in the side, either as a right back replacement or possibly as a right wing back when Conte does switch to his back three. As for Lindstrom, who was loaned out to Everton last season, it's my understanding that he doesn't actually have a future in the club, so it is looking likely that he will be sold in the current transfer window. The other three winger options, being Ngong, Neres, and Politano, are set to stay and be a part of the Conte revolution at Napoli. But this is definitely going to be a key area that both Conte and the board will look to add strength to. The striker options at Conte's disposal are Lukaku, Simeone, Okafor, Chidera, and Ambrosino. For the likes of Okafor, he will be returning back to AC Milan, so again, looking to cancel his deal will be a major requirement in order to vacate a spot up front that Antonio Conte will look to fill with a better strike option. Whereas Chidera's role at the club is up in the air. He could be loaned, he could stay, or he could be transferred out permanently, and I'm pretty sure that both the player and his agents are looking for a permanent move so that he can try and settle into one individual club. And with the potential of those two players being transferred out, it would only leave Simeone and Lukaku available. Next up are Napoli's summer transfer targets, as the club will look to make key signings that align with Conte's tactical blueprints. Now, the first player on this list is Marianucci, who has already been signed by Napoli, so I definitely suggest signing up the young centre-back. But he isn't the only central defensive option that Conte and Napoli will be targeting, as Bukima as well as Solé are two brilliant options that Conte will look to add to his defensive arsenal. From the reports that I've read, Bukima has already signed the personal terms, and it's now up to club-to-club negotiations. And I do think that Solé is the backup option in case the Dutchman's deal falls through. Now, as I already mentioned in the previous section of this video, the wing area of the side is lacking, both on the left and the right. So there are four options that Napoli could target in the current summer window. The first being Chiesa from Liverpool, the second being Zagrova from Lille, the third being Alejandro Garnacho, who the club was seriously looking at in January, and the fourth option will be Lee Kang-in, who in my opinion would be a brilliant bit of business from the club, as it currently seems like the South Korean is surplus to requirements at PSG, so it could be brought into Napoli for a cut price fee. And I think also down to the fact that Kvaratskhelia was sold in January to PSG, there could be some good club-to-club relations already formed. But just simply based on the fact that Garnacho and Napoli have had previous conversations, I would imagine that Conte would want to go back in for the young Argentine star. A few options up front to either replace or back up Lukaku and Simeone. The first being Darwin Núñez, the second being John Duran, and the third being the free agents of Jonathan David. Now, it is very interesting that Conte is targeting a few forwards, as a few people have already speculated that his system could be changing come the new season, possibly switching to a 3-5-2 type formation. And in order to do so, you do need multiple players that have quality that can play up front. So could Napoli sign a player like Jonathan David on a free, as well as possibly a John Duran on loan from El Nasir, or maybe even Darwin Núñez for a cut price fee, as Liverpool are just trying to get rid of him? Again, it could be a market opportunity that Napoli could look to exploit this summer. And there are two more winger options to consider: the young Ajax protege Mika Götze, as well as Feyenoord's Igor Paxal. Both players are fantastic with the ball at their feet and driving up the flanks, where they can facilitate crossing or cutback opportunities into the box for the striker, or maybe even a McTominay making a late run. So there we go, people. That is how you can start a realistic career mode with Antonio Conte and Napoli in FC25, building up to the 25-26 season. As for always, I do hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you don't mind smashing that like button down below, whilst also subscribing if you are new and you like the content on the channel. We've recently hit 19,000 subs, and that is absolutely an amazing achievement, but the goal for the end of this year is 30. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you do like the content, what are you waiting for? Hit that big red subscription button. Now, for some of you guys who might be looking for extra content, I have started the Bomb Squad Gaming Patreon, where I make videos like retro tactics, as well as I am thinking of adding 1 or 2 other video type ideas to the platform. So the link for that will be down below in the description, alongside the Bomb Squad Gaming Discord link. And on that platform, we chat everything IRL football, as well as FC and all the good stuff that comes with it. So anyways, people, I do hope you have a smashing goddamn day, and I'm out of here. Peace.